for citizens of impoverished
No,
third
no, no,
world
no, no,
nations.
no.
Or he could
A los
systematically
niños no se
set
les puede
fire to
fumar, no se
every
les puede dar
orphan
drogas.
living in a
Las drogas
30-kilometer
son
radius of his house. Which
muy
choice
malas.
would you make?
Hola gente de YouTube, estamos aquí otra vez en The Stanley Parable. Y me apetecía jugar y dije yo, bueno, voy a grabar una partida.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Vale, ya puedo andar.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Hoy voy
decided to
a
go to
hacer
the
lo que hice
meeting
el otro
room.
día.
Perhaps he had simply missed a
Para no
memo.
hacerles caso, mejor. Prefiero hacer lo que hice el otro día. No hacerle caso aquí ahora, en las puertas. Prefiero ir para la derecha.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
¿Qué
he
cojones?
entered. This was
Vale.
not the correct way to the
Prefiero ir por la de la
meeting room,
derecha.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Y
Perhaps he wanted to
en el
stop by the
teléfono,
employee lounge first,
no cogerlo.
just to admire it.
Cuando me llamo supuestamente mi mujer. Una
Yes,
trampa.
truly a room worth admiring.
Ya sé lo que pasa si me quedo aquí, mejor.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley
Mejor
took the
paso.
first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
Para el
sure.
siguiente capítulo, veré si se puede bajar aquí.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Que seguramente se
But
puede
the fact
bajar.
is
Y
that
para
the
allá.
story has been about nothing but
Vamos a hacer
you
eso.
all this time.
Bueno, no, mejor para el siguiente capítulo decidme vosotros lo que quieres que haga. Porque si lo hago yo solo por mi cuenta es que es un poquito
Please,
aburrido.
stop trying to make every decision
Decidme lo que
by
es que haga. Si quieres que la haga caso, si
Not
quieres.
asking for
Lo que
me.
quieres que haga.
I'm asking for her. This is it,
Porque
Stanley.
creo que hay muchos finales en
Your
este juego.
chance to redeem
Demasiados.
yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Qué susto, joder.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach
¿Se
out
puede
to
enchufar?
her. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one
Sí,
another.
claro.
Music comes
Claro.
in, fade to white, roll credits.
Sí,
Not
claro.
picking up the phone is
Una
actually
trampa.
somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third-world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Práctica. A ver. Práctica.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
En general, soy una mierda.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Coge el teléfono. Vale. Vale. Vale.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
A ver. Vamos a ver. No puedo correr más. Vale, se ve la puerta sola. Se cierra. Se cierra. Y no se abre esta. O sea, ¿dónde me llevaría esa puerta? No tengo ni idea. Y el tío no dice nada, se queda callado.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending. The story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Sí, bien. A ver.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead.
Lo haré bien, lo haré de puta madre.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Cuando Stanley llegó a su puerta, entró por la puerta de la derecha.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Derecha, derecha. Buah, ¿qué cojones, tío? ¿Cómo se hace? Buah, qué tenebroso esto, macho. Buah. Madre mía. Tengo que entrar por aquí, ¿no? Porque ya no dice nada el tío.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No, no debes. No debes. No debes, no debes. No debías apagar el juego. What?
Oh,
Señor.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Ya, se quedó ahí.
Exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Izquierda o derecha. Izquierda o derecha. Izquierda, vamos izquierda. No, ya se me mucho gutear el tío este. Está bien el juego, ¿no? Ahora.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Vale.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Siempre tengo que liarla. ¡No! Ya no hay escaleras por abajo. Me ca... Dios, quería liar otra vez. A ver. La oficina del jefe. Ay, no hay nada.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
¿Cómo era el código? Es que no... Creo que tengo que decirlo, algo así. No me acuerdo cómo era. O sea, era no sé qué... 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark.
I'm sorry.
115. No, no.
Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. Night
Okay,
Ya,
fine. You're
one,
not
one,
gonna do
five.
it.
Es
But you know
imposible.
what?
No, no,
It's
no, me
pretty
putea la máquina. Ahora me
humiliating
putean a
bringing
mí en
this
vez,
far,
en vez de
only for
putear yo al
you
tío.
to
No,
suddenly
no, no, no,
decide you
no,
have
no,
better
no,
things to
no,
do.
no.
I asked you for
No, no,
this
no,
one
no.
single
No,
thing,
no,
for
no,
your
no.
respect. The kind of respect
Es
Stanley
que es
shows for
imposible.
his choices. He knows what
Ábrete.
it means to take a story seriously.
Night,
If you
shark,
didn't want to
one,
see what I
one,
had to show
five.
you, then why did you come
Es que
here?
no hay otra
You had a
forma de
choice, you know.
decirlo.
You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you
No,
wanted
no.
over there.
Me putea a mí
Why
el
did you
juego.
come
Me
this way?
putea.
Speak. Say something to me.
No,
Explain
no, no.
yourself, you
Este juego es
coward.
Matan a los koalas, matan a los koalas.
When Stanley came to a set of
Koalas.
two open doors,
Osos panda,
he
coño.
entered the door on his left.
Oh, es Stanley.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door.
The end.
Are
The
you
end.
listening to me?
The end.
Can you hear me?
Acabé.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision.
Vale,
It
este es un
can't
final del
happen
juego, un
without you. You
final...
understand me? Whatever choice you make
No
is
sé
just
si
fine.
malo o
I'm
bueno, yo creo que es
can't be
malo,
wrong
pero...
here. We can work together.
Aquí queda.
I'll accept whatever you
Decidme
do.
lo que
I
quieras
said
que
you
haga
can
y
take
yo
that step
intentaré
forward,
hacerlo.
please.
Aunque hay varios finales, creo yo. Hasta luego, chavales.
Do something.